Hello, darlings. How are you? Today I'm going to talk about not timelines. I'm not going to talk about timelines. Okay? I'm going to talk about something else. A very beautiful message that the emissaries gave me when I wasn't talking about timelines. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So I seem to have gone through this period of talking about timelines and all of that. And so while I was out with the emissaries, I said to them, I think that I shouldn't talk about timelines for a while, because I think we've done that to death. Too much. Whatever. I mean, some people are fascinated by them, and I am too, but I'm aware that we don't want to be talking about timelines all the time. So they said to me, okay, well, we'll talk about something else. But before we stop talking about timelines, knowing what you know now, what we've told you, how does that change your perception? I thought, well, that's an interesting question, isn't it? To think, and I don't know if this is true, by the way, disclaimer, everything that the emissaries say could or could not be true, okay? So don't, I don't know. I'm just giving you the message that I'm giving. So I said to them, well, knowing these are the things that have made me feel very calm. Knowing that we are on the last bit of the timeline, like this timeline's really short, and that we're on the last bit. Knowing that this avatar here is the best version, the one that's going to do the job. It's going to get me through. I feel good about that. Knowing that I will at least step into the new timeline. That's beautiful for me. Think, yeah, good. Knowing that I'll be happy when I go for the world that I'm leaving behind for my children and my grandchildren or whatever. That's nice. So all of that idea, that understanding of timelines and all of that makes me feel calm. I feel just calmer. I don't know, like everything that I learn makes me realize that I haven't got a fucking clue. I really haven't. I have not got an idea of where the truth lies. But also I feel very calm knowing that history is a bit of a hodgepodge. And so that we mustn't, I don't need to focus so much and, think, but, I'm not understanding this right. I need to understand, why doesn't this correlate? Because it's not meant to. And that makes me feel relaxed as well. So I can still I'm still fascinated by it, but it feels to me like I'm looking into different timelines. I look at the Anunnaki and I look at that and I'm thinking I'm looking into a certain timeline, and then I look into something else, I'm looking into a certain timeline. Yeah? So it just kind of makes me feel, well, everything's planned and we're on a plan and we know where we're going. Fantastic. And then I finished by saying, and knowing that I'm being the best version of myself on this timeline. And they said, we want to tell you something that's very important about this being the best version. Right? Because, listen, in the 80s and 90s, I was absolutely, well, more than 90s, I was absolutely obsessed with self-improvement. Like, on that bandwagon of let's make myself, I'm going to be the best manager, I'm going to be the best person, I'm going to be the best whatever, and I'm going to take on board all of these skills. I was like really mega into it. I wanted to be a guru, I wanted to be the best and everything. And in many ways, that really hasn't faded. I'm always self-improvement, constant self-improvement has always been something that I've focused on. The emissary said to me this: understand that being here, just being here, is enough. They said, you don't need to do anything other than be here. That's it. That's your job done. And I think they've said this before, but it was like they were very emphatic, because I think I'm probably a bit of a pain in the arse. Like, I want to be better, and I don't like this about myself, and I want to change this, and they must be going, for God's sake, get over yourself. So that's what they were very emphatic. They said, when you come here, the act of coming here is enough. That's your job done. And I understand that also because of the fact now I understand that we write the plan before we come here. So when we come here, we don't have any choice. We are going to live that plan, right? For good or for bad, whether we get through it or not, we're going to live it. So when we come here, we know that. It's like, you know, it's like the when you go down a water slide, right? You're sitting at the top and you know that as soon as you start, there's no turning back. You can't go part way down the slide and say, I've changed my mind. I want to go back up. Too late. You're committed. You're heading down that slippery slope. And that's, I suppose, that's what they're saying. Once you've committed, once you've transitioned and your soul has gone into this little baby or whatever, that's it. You're committed. Other people would say you're fucked, but that's it. You are here. And so they went on a lot just saying, so don't think that now that you're here and you're doing your thing, that you've got to do more. Don't get that out of your head, that you've got to be better, you've got to be this, you've got to be that, you've got to be the other. Just be here. You know, as David Icke said over and over again years and years ago, we are human beings, not human doings. Right? Man, I wonder when I'm going to learn that one. That maybe it's enough just to be here. And I don't know, I'm obsessed with doing. I really am. My wife reminds me all of the time that I have a bit of an issue with doing. I've got to be doing. Right? Now, I also know, take a step back, I also know that the star alignment that I chose to come down, and we all choose our star alignment as well, let it be known, that all fits in beautifully with the plan, that my star alignment was set up for me to be a doer. Yeah. There are doers, there are thinkers, there are beers. I'm a bit of a doer. So again, I'm not going to hold that against myself. And if you're a doer, don't hold it against yourself just because you are focused on doing. But we can chill a little bit because it's not life or death. Okay, that's what they were saying. It's not that you haven't come down here to do everything. You've just come down here to come down here and to be here, right? And because it's tough. This is hard. And they said this, even if you don't learn all the lessons that you're supposed to learn, even if you don't do it, you're still enough. It was still enough that you came here, because then it's going to lead you on to your next experience. And you know, it reminds me of a song that the shaman, the ayahuasca shaman, he wrote, and it's called "There Is No There." Right? And the song, I'm going to play a little bit of it. The song is really, really interesting. It's a song about the fact that we always want to get there. And that's been the story of my fucking life. Got to get there, when I get there, when I get there. And he's saying there is no there, there's only here and now. So, let's see if I can learn that before the end of this contract in which I find myself. So I'll leave you with a bit of the song. It's a nice song. And I'll leave you the link if you want to listen to the whole song. I love you all and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.
There is no there. There is no there. There is no there. There is no there. If somebody comes and tells you they know the way to get there, please remember there is no there. If somebody writes a book explaining a way to get there, please remember